what's going on? You want to see what I got at the store? I think I have a problem. Alright, how's it going everyone? My name is Aaron Blades and I am the owner of Legacy Barbell Club. If you're new to the channel, just give you a little bit of a background. And today I want to go over all these different Monster flavors and I wanted to try them all out and rank them for you from best to worst. So the way that I have these organized is starting from here. These are ones that I haven't necessarily tried yet. And then these last two are ones that I usually drink about every day. Try and alternate between these two. This one is already kind of my favorite, and then this one is my second favorite. So I threw those at the end so I can try all of these out and go into this completely without any bias. So we're gonna do that today. All right, so the way that I'm gonna do this, I have a little glass right here that I'm gonna try them out of. I'm gonna try each one, tell you what I think they kind of taste like, what I think of them, and then wash this glass out, obviously, so I can start fresh and then move on to the next one. So for the first one, we're going to start off with Ultra Watermelon. This is kind of interesting. So obviously when I make this video, I'm not gonna be drinking all of these today. Highly don't recommend that. I honestly don't recommend this either unless you take just a little bit, not a whole lot. So definitely smells like watermelon. That's kind of nice. I'm a big watermelon guy, so. It's very interesting. You taste like the carbonation of it beforehand, but then the aftertaste is very watermelony. So it's honestly not what I expected. It's still pretty good, I would say. I would probably rank that 5 or 6 out of 10. You do get a little bit of the watermelony aftertaste, but it's very like heavy. I don't know, it's very, kind of feels sugary, it kind of feels just heavy in terms of flavor and things like that. So let's move on to the next one, but I gotta wash my glass out. I think the next one that we have, we'll just set that right over there, is going to be Ultra Fiesta Mango. I'm already pretty excited about this one. I don't think I've ever tried this, but this one looks very familiar in terms of the can. I got all of these at a Thornton's gas station, so I'm pretty sure that you can find a lot of these pretty much anywhere. But yeah, let's give this a shot. Oh yeah, that's very like mango-y. If mango-y is even a word? I don't really know. That one like hits you right off the bat. That one's a good one. It's kind of like something that is very tropical-esque. It's something that you would probably drink like on a beach or something like that. Wow, that's really good. I rate that a, let's do 8.7 out of 10. We'll get very particular with that one, so. Overall, yeah, that one is ranking first. So yeah, like I said, my main ones are the white and the orange ones that I drink a lot of, but I'm a big Monster guy. I've had Monster like energy drinks and things like that for a few years. I started it in college, and then you always want to make sure I'm not one of those like need to have 4 or 5 a day or something like that. I used to be that way. Highly do not recommend it. You want to be anywhere from, your max is about 400 to 500 milligrams of caffeine a day is kind of where you want to be. With these ones, they're nice because they're a lower concentration of caffeine, but I still try and limit myself to 2, one in the morning and then 1 early afternoon, which allows me to function throughout the day. I do that instead of coffee, but I try and do it a little bit earlier too in the day, just in case if I don't sleep later on, if I drink it later, and then it messes up my sleep and all that. So next one, Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. I feel like this one's gonna be hard to try and like figure out. looks like a pink. It's an interesting. It smells very fruit punchy. Yeah, it's like a fruit punch kind of thing. It's very fruit punchy. Honestly, like you can kind of taste it a little bit, but it's not like hit you right off the bat. It's a very subtle fruit punch type of taste. I would rank it around the same as the taste of the mango one. Overall, in terms of just my personal preference, I would say it's probably a solid 7. Like I said, the taste is good. It doesn't like smack you in the face, but it's kind of very light. The more that I talk, the more it kind of sets in, but it's not super potent. So, yeah, I'd say 7 out of 10. We are down to the last 5. With all of these, I have tried 4 of these last 5. So the purple one I have tried. I've tried this one, and then obviously these 2. So I haven't tried this one yet. It's been a while for these 2 and this. So, and plus with all the other monsters that I've tried today, it's probably going to throw it off a little bit. So I know I'll have some energy drinks for the rest of the week. So, all right, next one, Ultraviolet. If I remember this right, it's a very grapey type of taste. And it definitely looks grape, as you can kind of see there. Definitely a grape. Yeah. Definitely a grape. Let's see. Maybe it's just this one. I don't remember it being as strong right off the bat. It feels kind of heavy, kind of like that watermelon one. I don't know if it's just the one that I got or whatever, but very grapey. You can kind of taste it. I would rate that at a 6.5 out of 10. Not my favorite, but I don't know. It just felt very heavy. Usually doesn't feel like that. A lot of them kind of feel smooth and you can kind of kick it back. So let's move on to our next one. Okay, so now we're getting into the next one, which is going to be the Peachy Keen one. Super nice. One thing I didn't really mention is when you look at the nutrition facts on all of these are the Monster Energy, zero sugar, all of those. So it's just the different flavors across the board for those. And then if you look at the nutrition facts on all of these, they are relatively the same in terms of calories. But with each flavor, you might have different sodium levels and things like that. So just be on the lookout for those. But let's try the peach one. I remember this one being like very interesting, iffy. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of gives me the same feeling as the mango one. Like very fruity when you smell it. Yeah, it tastes very peachy. I wouldn't say it's as good as the mango one, but I'd say it's right there. I'd probably rate that a 7.7 out of 10. Like I said, it's not as heavy as a couple of the other ones in terms of like it smacks you with flavor right off the bat and just feels very like sugary. Even though it's zero sugar, it just kind of feels like heavy liquid. I don't really know how to describe it, but it feels very smooth. It's one of those that like you could drink a lot of at once. It kind of like, not really chugging it, but like you could take a lot out of it and not feel like super heavy liquid or whatever. It's hard for me to kind of explain the difference. So it's definitely something that you're gonna have to try those out separately and kind of figure it out. But like I said, it could just be the concentration of the flavorings and all that. But yeah, I'd say that's a solid, where did I rate that? Like 7.7, somewhere around there, 7.7 to 8, somewhere around there. So not bad, but definitely so far mango was number one. For anyone who knows me in terms of what I drink and how I am as a person, you'll know that my fridge is a very interesting layout. So I have on my top shelf all of my Monster. It fills up the whole shelf. I get enough to where it lasts me for a couple weeks. And then my second shelf is all of my like zero sugar sodas, which are like, I have a Sprite Zero and Coke Zero right now. Those are the kind of the sodas that I drink. So, but yeah, I kind of have a Monster addiction. I'm very like dead set on Monster in terms of energy drinks. I will branch out to other ones. I've tried Bang, I've tried Red Bull, which I'll do some taste tests of those here in the future. But definitely wanted to start it off with the one that I kind of gravitate towards all the time and I drink pretty much on a daily basis. But yeah, let's get into it. So the next one is Ultra Strawberry Dreams. That one's interesting. And some of these I've never even seen in stores, which is kind of weird. I know I mentioned earlier that a lot of them, I found all of these at a Thornton's gas station. But some of these I haven't seen, like in Speedway gas stations or anything like that. Depending upon where you're at, I would assume a Buc-ee's would have a lot of these. But yeah, it's very interesting. Some of these I've never even seen. Like the watermelon one and the Fantasy Ruby Red. That one I knew when I was at the store. I was like, I have to try that because I've never seen it. So we gotta kind of figure it out. But this one is the Strawberry Dreams. Let's see. Yeah, it's very like fruity too. It's a different type of fruity than the mango and the peach. That one's very like, I think it's the concentration, but like, it does definitely taste like a watered down strawberry. Yeah, you really can't taste it a whole lot. The more that it like sits on my taste buds as I talk, you can kind of taste the strawberry, but right off the bat, you don't really taste it. It's very like a watered down version. I'd like for it to be a little bit more. But I'd probably rate it a 7.5 out of 10, I would say. Still pretty good, but not like right off the bat, like amazing. So now we get into the last two. So these last two, I'm not gonna necessarily wash out the cup back and forth. I'm just gonna kind of try it out. So these ones are gonna be a little bit different in terms of trying to figure out like what the taste is. The white one, I can never really figure out what it tastes like. So it's very interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna figure that one out. But we are gonna try the Ultra Sunrise. This one's very like orangey, which is nice. So yeah, it's very like orange juice-esque type of a smell. Yeah, like I said, it's a very orange juice type smell. And it's also a very like orange juice type taste. Like I said, it's kind of biased for me in terms of the rating, but I would put that around probably 8.9 to 9 out of 10, just in terms of the taste, but it's definitely there, so around that mango one. And then we've got the White Monster. So when I go shopping for Monster, I go get different flavors. I usually try and alternate between the orange and the white. With this one, I recently just got the white and have been doing that for a while. So after this, I think I'm gonna switch to the orange or even that mango. It's really good. So let's see. It's just so hard for me to determine what the taste is. Or smell even. Like it kind of gives me a fruity type smell, but like it's so hard. I don't know. yeah, it's like a hint, and I don't know if it's just because was mixed with the orange or what, but it's very kind of fruity. But the reason why I like this one so much is because it's not like flavor heavy. Some of these monsters that I've tried even today are just very like flavor heavy. It like hits you as soon as you taste it, and then it kind of like weighs you down, at least your taste buds and all that, and it just kind of sits with you for the rest of the day. I like something that's smooth and I can just drink and put back and not feel like heavy. All right, so now, without further ado, I'm going to rate all 8 of these monsters. I'm gonna go from my least favorite over here all the way to my most favorite, just taste wise. So let's do this. So I'm gonna start off number 1. Probably gonna go grape at the very end. Like I said, this one was kind of heavy, very grape, and I still kind of feel a little bit of it sitting in my mouth. So it was a very interesting taste. Next, we're gonna go to the watermelon. Like I said, these both kind of had the same effects overall in terms of just the weight, in terms of the flavor, all of that. So that's kind of where I would put that. I think strawberry. This one was good, like I said, but strawberry is not like one of those heavy, like not one of those flavors that I gravitate towards. I'm very like tropical, like an orange or a peach or a mango, like something like that. Those just taste a lot better to me, but it's still really good. And this one's gonna be surprising, I think. No, let's do this one next. The Fantasy Ruby Red is next. It was really good. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. Actually, let me make a switch. The more that I think about it, the more that the peach is right there. It's good, and it's very fruity, kind of like the way that I like it, but it just wasn't really sitting with me out of all of these flavors, so it's kind of where I'm at there. Next one, I'd say this Ruby Red was really good. Definitely this one kind of surprised me because I wasn't really sure. I'd never seen it. But trying this out, it reminded me flavor-wise kind of these, but it wasn't as potent, like it wasn't as strong, I didn't think. So I'm big on this one. This is gonna surprise people who know me. This is the one that I usually drink all the time, but like I said, it's very hard for me to determine what the flavor is when I drink the rest of these, and what the smell is. So I would kind of rate that third. It's still really good, but I would kind of rate it as a, you know, there definitely were a couple that were better. So, and then Fiesta Mango. This one like came out of nowhere for me. This one was awesome, fantastic. I really liked everything about this. If you're a mango person, if you're like a fruity type person, you like that kind of stuff, in terms of flavors, this is definitely one to go towards. Highly recommend it. This one, these two kind of are similar. This is like a watered down version, but I definitely recommend these. And then, no surprise, we got our orangey type one at number 1. So a lot of these flavor-wise are pretty much the same, kind of grouped them very much together. All of these are really good. I highly recommend all of them. If you're one that wants a little bit more flavor, I highly recommend these in terms like a watermelon, a strawberry, grape, anything like that. They're still really good, don't get me wrong. Just my personal preference. Maybe it's the way that these were made, whatever. They just felt kind of heavy in terms of flavor. But I definitely recommend all of these if you're very like, you like the strawberry, the grape, all of that. You can definitely taste that right off the bat. Peach was definitely really good too. This one was kind of one that surprised me. But same thing there. Fruit punch. This is kind of like a fruit punch type one. I think the red one as well, which I didn't see at the store, but I think the red one is also the same. I've never tried the red one, but I think it's the same as this. And then these ones, if you're looking for something that's like, has like a, it's very smooth like flavor. It's a very hint of kind of fruity, kind of, you're not really sure. This is definitely one that I would try. And then if you're very big on the tropical type flavors, like a mango and an orange and all of that, I highly recommend these. These ones are really good. I feel like these are a good blend and a good mix of not only like a flavor, but also at the same time, it's very smooth and very easy to put down. So if you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed me rating all of these and kind of going through the taste and the smell and all that kind of stuff, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite flavor is of all of these monsters. If you like the content, like it, subscribe, share it with friends, share it with a couple friends. Gonna start doing these a lot more with different companies and trying to rate those because I know not everyone likes Monster. So definitely gonna try those out. I will not be drinking energy drinks for the rest of the day. I think we're good there. So yeah, I highly recommend any of these monsters. Like I said, I highly recommend these. And if you like the video, like it, and we will see you in the next one.